what part of our work you felt was beneficial, if any, in your journey?
Well, honestly, just being in tune with my body was like the biggest thing, having way more awareness around my cycle than I ever had before. Like Sash used to always tell me, like, how are you even a woman? Like, you don't even know when your period's coming or
She's like,
any
I'm
symptoms.
hungry. I said, I think it's probably your period. Yeah. And it would turn out being, I'm like, how do I know? And you don't know, you know? So this was, yeah, this was
Yeah.
very helpful.
So being in tune, paying more attention to my diet, releasing stress
Yeah.
is a really big thing. Honestly, if I had been stressed out, I don't know if we would have been successful on the first go. You know what I mean? So just being relaxed, so just changing state of mind and state of being is what we gathered, is what we took away. I would say from our sessions, as well as just being in tune with my body enough so where I can say like, hey, this is something I know we don't need to take this, but this is something I want to take just because I'm traveling and I don't want to keep renting hotels every time, you know, like I just want to be certain. Because sometimes I would have like the really sticky cervical mucus and sometimes I didn't. And I know it wasn't like bad or good. It was just, I didn't feel as confident knowing the exact day. And when you don't have a donor like across the street where you could be like, hey, just pop on over here. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
So, you know, trying to like plan within those few days where it was tough, but I could always tell when I was ovulating. So that part was really cool. I could always know like, all right, I'm in my fertile window. Now I just couldn't tell that exact day, but I always was able to pick up when I was in my fertile window. I could tell when the mucus changed.
Nice. Very, very, very nice. What was the biggest mindset shift around the stress part that was helpful for you? Because I know we were struggling with that for a bit. Remember, Sasha called me and was like, "Me are going to sleep."
That's right. You weren't sleeping. Yeah.
But then I was sleeping.
But then you were.
Then I was sleeping.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I don't know. It honestly was a lot of up and downs because then we, you know, it was just like, oh, we found out frozen sperm didn't work. So then that was tough.
But
Then
the day we found out the donor we thought was going to work would absolutely not work, when we got the results back from the doctor. I think we hit bottom, but only for a few short minutes. And then it was like, let's just accept what is. And I mean, accept that this is, you know, it's going to have its ups and downs, but keep going. And we both kind of hit the ground running and got to Facebook. And I think we just changed. It kind of felt lighter in a way.
Yeah, there was a shift that really took place when that happened.
And sure. That kind of took the pressure off.
Yeah.
And then of course getting out of our environment helped tremendously.
Yes.
When we did meet the donor to do this. Just really having fun. We laughed a lot. Lots and lots of laughter and just kind of letting go, I think.
Yep.
And if this doesn't work, then we go on to the next thing, you know? I think letting go helped a lot.
Yeah, letting go of the outcome for sure. And having it look a certain way.
Got it. I know we had worked on some nutrition changes while we were working together. Did you find any of that helpful in the journey and in the outcome?
Up at least about 80%.
What'd you say?
So I kept everything up about 80%. So not 100%, but everything that we were doing was still my majority diet, except I would just have a glass of wine every now and then. And right. So releasing that, like I have to eat a certain way, but instead I'm going to eat this way majority of the time. And then so I have a, you know, occasional glass of wine, an occasional cup of coffee, but it was still high nutrition, smoothies, salads, sleep, lots of water.
Getting out more too.
Yeah.
Getting out more.
Yeah. So everything was kept up majority, just not as stringent. I just wasn't as stringent as I was.
Okay. Nice. Anything else you want to share? Oh, how many months did it take actually from when you guys actively started trying to, when you were able to conceive? I'm just curious to know for myself.
Well, that had a lot to do with our donor. Because I think we started having our conversations probably toward the end of 2021, and
time flies.
Or we got started around like the beginning of January 2022. But our first insemination was around like that springtime, around like April. And then we did another one in May, but that was with frozen sperm. And then so we gave up on that. And then, then it became the roller coaster with donors.
Try to find the donor, yeah.
Yeah.
Donors.
So with this one, when we found him, like I said, that was one trip, and we were pregnant right on that first, that one trip. And so that was March of 2023. So it was technically a full year, but had we known everything, you know what I mean? Like there was just things that we just didn't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if the donor things was figured out from the very beginning, it would have been shorter.
I think so.
Okay. Got it.
I think so, because we were ready.
I can't wait for the baby shower. I will be there.
Yay.
Celebrating. And I'll get to see the belly, since you want to
see the belly. Oh, I want to say one other thing. Sorry, one other thing, because since we've been doing this and talking to people, we've noticed a lot of and not just same-sex couples, heterosexual couples as well, that have been struggling. So we definitely gave your information for when they're ready. But one of the things that I've noticed is when they're talking to their fertility doctors, unlike the one that we spoke to, all these other doctors really push these procedures, and no one really supports at home work. You know what I mean? And so I think where you come in is just so crucial with getting the mind, body, and spirit connected. Because then when you have that and you can get relaxed, I think that was a big deal. And I'm telling you, like that, with all the preparation that we did before, with nutrition, with walking, with just everything that happened before, combined with the moment itself just being stress-free. Honestly, I think that's like the best.
The moment of insemination, we were giggling. I mean, the first couple times we tried it from the sperm bank, we're like, oh my gosh, do you have this? And me was like, make sure it's upside down. And he said, and it was like,
I remember the recording.
Yeah. But then this time it was just so carefree and fun and light. We really giggled the whole time. And of course, that probably helped.
Right? Suck it up, suck it up, suck it up.
Yeah.
But it was just, yeah.
Yeah. So I say all that to say, like, like all that stuff, that's why you come in, right? To tell people you don't need to do all that. Like your body is meant for this. I think that added piece too, if they can like get out of the house, because that may already be a stress. If they have animals or something else going on, if they don't let them work from home like we do, then your environment is already stressful.
Yeah.
Oh, great point.
So that was huge for us. Like getting out the house, that was a game changer. Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you. You kicked this thing off with us and honestly got us right. Because I don't know we would have had the same outcome if I was still doing everything that I was doing before you. You know what I mean? Like I think it all worked in tandem. Like it had to happen the way it did.
I'm happy. I'm so honored to be part of this. So baby in the house. All righty. Enjoy your evening, ladies.
All right, bye.
All right, bye.